Once upon a time in the heart of London, three friends, John, Tom, and Alan, shared a small two-bedroom flat above a bakery in a quiet neighborhood called Camden. They had met in university, bonded over their shared love of music, food, and late-night conversations, and decided to move in together after graduation. Each of them was wildly different, and that's what made their friendship special. John was the artistic soul. He painted, wrote poems, and had a habit of staring out the window for hours, lost in thought. Tom was the structured one, a software developer who kept a strict schedule and labeled everything in the fridge. Then there was Alan, the loudest, warmest, and most chaotic of the three. He worked part-time at a cafe and had a passion for cooking. He believed there was no problem in life that couldn't be solved with a hot cup of tea and a slice of toast. Their flat was always buzzing with life. Music played from John's room, the scent of spices wafted from Alan's kitchen experiments, and Tom's neatly stacked books filled every empty corner. They laughed, argued, played board games until 2 a.m., and sat out on the fire escape talking about their dreams. But as the years passed, life slowly began to pull them in different directions. One autumn morning, Alan received a phone call that changed everything. His mother had fallen ill back in Manchester. Without hesitation, he packed his bags and left to be with his family. "It's just for a little while," he said, hugging John and Tom at the train station. "I'll be back before you run out of tea bags." Weeks passed, then months. Alan took over his family's bakery, and his visits became less frequent. The group chats still buzzed with memes and plans, but the laughter in the flat had quieted. Then came the next shift. John got an opportunity to exhibit his art in Paris. A gallery had noticed his work online, and it was his big break. The boys celebrated the night before he left, raising their glasses to dreams coming true. But the next morning, when John walked out the door with his canvases and a suitcase, Tom felt the silence settle deeper than before. Tom stayed behind. The flat was the same, but without Alan's humming or John's late-night guitar strumming, it felt empty. Every evening, Tom would come home from work, make himself a solitary cup of tea, and sit on the fire escape where they once shared countless memories. He'd scroll through old pictures, Alan flipping pancakes, John sketching Alan's ridiculous expressions, the three of them dancing in the kitchen after too much wine. One rainy evening, overwhelmed with nostalgia, Tom picked up his phone and texted the group chat, "What if we meet one more time, here at the flat?" In seconds, Alan responded, "You better have the good tea bags." John replied, "Only if Alan makes toast." 2 weeks later, they were back. Nothing had changed, and yet everything had. The furniture was still mismatched, the kitchen still smelled of coffee and cinnamon, and the three of them fell into old routines as if no time had passed at all. Alan cooked dinner while John sketched them laughing. Tom cleaned the counter twice as usual. That night, they sat on the fire escape with cups of tea in their hands, wrapped in old blankets, watching the rain fall gently over the streetlights. Alan raised his cup first. "To us," he said. John smiled. "To the beautiful chaos we created together." Tom looked at them, eyes shining with quiet emotion. "To home, wherever that may be." They clinked their cups together, and for a moment they weren't in different cities, chasing different lives. They were just three friends, under one roof, sharing tea, memories, and a bond that time could never break. Because true friendship isn't about how often you talk or how close you live. It's about showing up when it matters. It's about remembering who you are when you with the people who saw you become that person. And in that flat above the bakery, with the rain tapping gently on the windows, the last cup of tea tasted just like it used to. Warm, familiar, and unforgettable.